going on, everybody? Passion Unchained here to help you build a life that you love. Everything from health, wealth, love, and happiness. I'm going to, help you right now. Passion Unchained, that's what it's about. I'm talking about love right now because it's something I have experience in. Casual and medium-term relationships with women are something I've had a lot of success on in my 20s. I'm still in my 20s technically. I have maybe, October, November, December. I have 9.5 more months, almost exactly, of my 20s to enjoy. But I want to share my advice and my experience and also share my journey into building a life of happiness and wealth by making my passions my core of my life. So, without further ado, I'm going to give you some updates about my life. I want to create a connection between you guys. Like the last video, I'm collecting, the comment thing for today is I'm collecting ideas of what to call the Passion Unchained community. What do you call, like for instance, How to Beast calls his fans the Beast Nation. Who are you guys? What would you like to be called? The Passionsers? The Passion People. Passion People, I kind of like that. Maybe Passion People is a thing. What do you think? What ideas do you have? I will, at some point, make a decision and be like, yo, and then I'll call you guys whatever it is, but I want to hear what you think it should be. I am itchy all over my body. I'm having a reaction to amoxicillin. It's not hives, it's just red, itchy skin. From what I understand, this is not life-threatening. It's just annoying as hell. And I always get this with amoxicillin. I don't get it with other penicillins, though. I had IV penicillin at one point in the hospital. I was overnight for 3 days because I had an infection and cellulitis in the soft tissue of my face. My face swelled up like a pumpkin. It was really difficult. And I had to be watched for 3 days and I have IV antibiotics. It was a cacophony of antibiotics, one of which was Unison, which is actually two types of antibiotics in one of which is, it's a penicillin-based antibiotic. I don't know if it's amoxicillin or not, but I was fine, like no issues. And that was IV drip, so it's not a life-threatening penicillin allergy, because then I would have died in the hospital, or at least, they would have had to change the IV that they gave me. It's just some sort of other type of reaction to amoxicillin. So it's annoying. I'm itchy all over my sides, like, over, there's a thing in the way. I'm itchy, like, all over there. Just kind of scratch it. It's really annoying, but I only have, like, 6 more days of using, 6.5 more days of using it. So, I guess 5.5 more days, I think. I don't know. I have, 5.5 more days of using it. So, it's not ideal. It's annoying as hell, but we'll figure it out. You and I together. Updates. Yeah, so that's pretty much the updates. Oh, I also started doing Muay Thai again and Viking Ninja through 10th Planet, Austin. I had the founder of Viking Ninja, who's also the original On It Steel Mace Master. He helped develop that program, and his name is Isak Melland. His real name, I believe, is Eric, but he goes by Isak, and he's a cool dude, freaking awesome dude. You can check out that interview just by searching interview with VKNJA or interview with Steel Mace, interview with Isak Melon. Any of those things you'll find it on my channel. So if you want to check that out, but I'm starting to do that now. I just went today for the first time, and my muscles are sore as hell. So anyway, point is, that's awesome. I'm excited. I'm gonna go into the video. What the hell did I say this video was about? I lost my train of thought. I said something about how it is about love and stuff. Maybe I didn't even give. I think I just said I'm going to give you updates and then go into what the video is about. Because I always have a few ideas of videos I'm going to do, and I don't really know what I'm going to do until I start the video. So I'm just going to start into one of the ideas that I had, which was explaining how teaching people dating, and this goes into like my dating coaching, right? And also I help people on a photo shoot. I'll answer questions during the photo shoot, etc. But I offer dating coaching, and it's much more about about what to unlearn and what not to do than what to do. I'm not really telling people what to do. I mean, I am, but most dating is simple. Dating and love life, it is extremely simple. It's our emotions and our expectations and these other things that complicate things, right? So the what to do is not the main problem. Most people know what to do, and if they don't know what to do, it's not really the issue. The issue is that they're complicating things. Here is how to date from the ground up, super simple, everything you need to know. This is everything you need to know as long as you follow it, right? 100%, and all your dating problems will be solved. You need to make yourself as attractive as possible and make that your constant goal, whether or not you're in a relationship, whether or not you have a lot of girls sleeping with you, regardless of what you're looking for with women, make yourself as attractive as possible. It's like develop a sense of humor, groom really well, get haircuts, up your fashion, up your lifestyle, make your life really cool, up your wealth, all those things. Make that your continuous thing and become better than you were yesterday. That's step number 1. Step number 2, talk to a bunch of girls. Talk to a bunch of girls. Talk to as many girls as you can, and be clear and honest that you want to sleep with them, or you're looking for a relationship, or whatever, and try to be sexual as soon as possible so that you don't just give off friend vibes. Like you're clear about what you want, you're honest with your actions, and they can tell you yes or no by their actions. So to recap, be as attractive as you can, go and hit on as many girls as you can, and then number 3 is keep the girls around that you like and that like you. That's it. Those are 3 steps. Become as attractive as you can, hit on as many girls as you can, and keep the girls around that you like and that like you. That's it. Once you do those things, your dating life is solved. But the thing is, it's simple, but not easy. It is extremely simple. It is just not easy at all. Because when you tell people to do that, they're like, okay, well, but I really like this girl, and she's not really giving me the time of day. Like, how do I get her to give me more advice? Like, a lot of guys will be like, how do I get girls that are maybe on the fence, or like, does she really like me? Because she's saying she likes me, but we've gone on 5 dates and she hasn't even let me kiss her yet. And it's like, does she really like me? Does she not like me? And then it's like, maybe, well, I want something even more specific. Like, I want a girl that I can have threesomes with, or I want a girl that that is an entrepreneur and has an online business and will travel with me, or I want this, or I want that, right? And people have these concerns, like all across the board. They have this, or maybe even like, but I have this past trauma with my mom or with my dad, and whenever I get into a relationship, I kind of push the girl away. It's like, okay, fair enough. Those are legit problems, and those are not necessarily problems, but those are legit questions or problems or things that you want answers to, right? And so it's not about what to do. It's about the complicated layers of things that we put on that simple prescription that I gave you earlier. These complicated layers, we put on them for maybe good reasons and maybe bad reasons, but we put this complicated extra layer up of advice, of actions, of must-haves, of confusions onto be as attractive as you can, hit on as many girls as you can, and keep the girls around who like you and who you like. We put extra layers. It's like, well, it's to answer the guy who's like, I want something specific, like maybe a girl who has an online business or a girl I have threesomes with. Well, that's number 3, right? That's step number 3. And step number 3, talking about you need to keep girls around who like you and who you like. Well, if you're looking for a very specific thing, then that's like keep girls around who you like, who tick all your boxes. And if one of your boxes is she has an online business, or if one of your boxes is she's willing to have threesomes with you, then make sure she ticks that box. That's part of step 3. It's pretty simple. Or maybe like I have past traumas. I've had past traumas. There are a lot of issues with my childhood, severe issues. And when I tell people about the depths of it, sometimes they're like, dude, how the fuck did you survive? And how are you so like adapted right now? Like, what the hell? Like, that is some serious shit. and you're just so normal for like having gone through that. And I'm only normal because I've done a shit fucking ton of work on myself. I was not normal before. I was all out of sorts, extreme psychosomatic symptoms, extreme repressed emotions. Like I was all out of sorts in my early 20s. But I worked through that shit. I used several powerful tools to work through my shit, and now I'm good. But so I empathize 100% if you have deep issues, like whether it be, sorry, I didn't mean to hit my microphone, whether it be just, your family was just fucking shit to you, or even you were raped or sexually abused. Like, I get how that can get in the way of dating. Trust me, I know I know as much. I'm not going to say I know more than anyone, but I know as much as someone who's been through some extreme traumatic event, systemic, ongoing traumatic event. Like, I've been there because that was me. And I've worked through my shit where I'm adapted now to life, where I don't need to act out of my trauma anymore. You could say I had complex PTSD, like fucking crazy shit that just nuked my love life. But I've worked through that shit. And so I can tell you from experience that it is not, you don't have to do anything differently. You just have to work through your shit so you can feel comfortable being, like, doing those three simple things: making yourself as attractive as possible, making yourself, getting yourself, hitting on as many girls as possible, and keeping the girls around who you like and like you. Any one of those things will be impacted by trauma. Probably the last one the most, although the first two will definitely be impacted too, because, like, sometimes if you have trauma, you'll feel like you don't deserve shit. And so you won't want to make yourself as attractive as possible because that'll clash with your opinion of what you deserve. That definitely was a thing for me. Whenever I got a haircut that made me look really good, I got really insecure and angry and wanted to fuck it up because I didn't want to be attractive. Because I've talked about my trauma in the past a little bit. It has to do with my mom, and there's a deep set belief that my mom was the model for what women are like, and so when I see other women, it's like, okay, that's what women are like. I don't want that shit. And so even though part of me would try to get women into my life, the huge subconscious part of me would push them away and just get in my way because it was trying to help me, it's trying to protect me. And so whenever I did anything that made me look attractive, I'd fuck it up. And I was eating so much food. I would buy a quart of a quart of cookie dough. Because they have these in America. I don't know if you're from America or not, if you're watching, but they have these quart things of cookie dough, and I just buy one of those and eat it all. Or I buy a frozen pie, eat 3/4 of it, and they have these big bags of like frozen dinners, like foods, like stir fry or something, but like for like Panda Express in the frozen section or whatever. But each one was like 1,500 calories, and it was supposed to be like several meals, but I just eat the whole thing, and I wasn't exercising like I am now, so it was really, really, really intense. I got super big, I got fat, I got really pudgy, and I didn't want to be attractive. The thing is, I was trying to not be attractive because a big part of me wanted to protect myself from women. So I understand how trauma can work on people. Obviously, your trauma is going to be different. If we coach together, I am more than capable of helping you with working through that shit, because I went through that shit, and I haven't even said half of the shit that I went through. So, so like trauma can make you, can get in the way of you trying to be attractive. It's not that you have extra things to learn. It's really you have to work through your shit so you can simplify your dating approach. Or maybe the second part is talk to as many girls as possible. Maybe you'll, like, your trauma will give you extra fear above and beyond what most guys experience when it comes to like hitting on girls, right? Almost every guy, including me still, experiences fear. It's just something you can learn to work around, I can work with you on that too. But when it comes to step number two, which is talk to as many girls as possible, like, trauma can get in the way of that. It can make you like hesitant to do that, or it can make you, I think hesitant's the big one. It can get in the way of you achieving that. Or number three, which is keeping the girls around that like you and that you like them. That's probably the biggest place where trauma can fuck you up is, for me, I pushed girls away a lot. Like, it was really easy for me to rationalize a reason to get mad at women. I would sleep with a girl twice, and then I'd find a reason. This is a pattern for me for a while. I'd find a reason to get mad at her, and I'd push her away. I'd get like super angry at her, and then I'd send a bitter, dirty, like shitty text, and then I'd block her number, and then a few days later I'd be like, shit, why the fuck did I do that? And I'd try to get her back, and she's like, dude, you're fucking crazy. So because I was trying to protect myself at a deeper level, and so that's something that I don't do anymore. I'm nice, I'm kind, I'm encouraging to girls that I sleep with. I'm like, every time I sleep with them, the first few times I sleep with them, I'm like, hey, I really loved I had a great time last night. Like, sex was amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. And that's one big thing about keeping girls around is like, just encouraging them and just showing them. If you're showing them enthusiasm first, then they're more willing to show you enthusiasm back, because nobody really wants to be the first one to show enthusiasm, because then you're like, well, what if the other person doesn't show it back? And so if you take that risk, if you show them enthusiasm first, and you can get comfortable with whether you can become detached from whether they do or don't show it back. I can teach you how to do that emotionally. But if you show enthusiasm first, then the girl will be so much more comfortable showing you enthusiasm, because she's not worried about whether you show it back, because you've already shown it. Like, she's not taking a risk. You're taking the risk. And so that's something I can teach you to do. And that has to do with keeping girls around, step number 3. And so to wrap this all up, there are a lot of things like traumas, like self-worth issues, like a bunch of things that can get in your way of doing the 3 things that really all dating is. That's all it is. It's get yourself as attractive as possible, hit on as many girls as possible, and keep the girls around that like you like them. There's so many things that can get in the way of that and make you think you need to do more, or like change one of the steps into something else. But that's it. That's all it is. And it's really unlearning the extra stuff that you're trying to do. That's all dating coaching is. I mean, every single one of us makes dating more complicated than it really is, to compensate for past traumas, or even just to not risk rejection, because rejection hurts. That's another big thing that anyone, even if you don't have any traumas, like, you're going to make it more complicated, most likely, because you don't want to be rejected, and you have this complex built up, if you will, that just makes things more complicated to try to make that not happen. But it doesn't help, and usually that makes you rejected more often, and just maybe you blame it on somebody else, or I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into the weeds with this, but dating is more about what not to do dating coaching is more about what not to do than what to do, because everyone really knows what to do. It's just none of us really do it. If you want dating coaching, hit me up. Link in the description below. First step is to get a dating profile critique. If your dating profile is amazing, then we'll start dating coaching. And if you don't want a photo shoot, I'm happy just doing dating coaching, helping you with that. But I also offer dating profile photo shoots. If you get on a critique with me and I'm like, hey, like, most of your things are cell phone selfies, like, let's get you some good photos, so that when I do dating coaching with you, you're getting matches, and it's not just every week. It's like, how do you get girls interested in you? It's like, well, we did the photo shoot, so girls are coming in like hotcakes. You can see testimonials from other clients there and their results, so you can, see how it worked for them. If you're worried it won't work for you, then just look at their testimonials and you'll see it. It's on that website. I'm in Austin, Texas. If you're not in Austin, Texas, don't worry. You can either come here. I've had a lot of clients. I had a client visit from California this past Sunday. Photos came out amazing. I'm really excited about sending them to him once they're all edited, which is always within 7 days of the shoot. But sometimes I go out too. So he's coming in from California. On early January, I'm going to Boston to meet a client there and do a photo shoot there. So there's a lot of ways we can do it. I can come to you, you can come to me. So don't worry. If I have actually a call with a potential client tomorrow who lives in Canada. So I'm happy to go out of the country as long as it's possible. And I just ask you to pay my travel fees. I don't make any profit on the travel fees. I just to cover my expenses. So we'll figure that out. Hop on a call with me. Link in the description below, and schedule a profile critique with me. That's how you make it happen folks. And subscribe here. And let me know in the comments what you think you want to be called. My viewers, my viewership. Passion people, kind of like that. But I guarantee you there's probably a better name. And I want to hear it from you. Cheers, goodbye, and ciao.